Hey everyone, my name is Kelly. I hope that you guys are doing well and ready for some Excel tricks. The main purpose of my videos is to help you guys increase your efficiency and productivity when it comes to using Excel. If you do like the video, I do encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. Today's video is an Excel tutorial on the index and match functions. To begin with, I will summarize the use of each function before showing you guys an example. The index function returns a value or the reference to a value from within a table or a range. In other words, this function will retrieve a value at a given location in a table. The match function looks up values in a reference or array. In other words, this function will find the position of a value in a given table. When these two functions are combined, it becomes a really powerful advanced lookup tool in Excel. For this reason, I will be demonstrating how to use these functions in a combination. But first, we will first need to do examples of each function on its own in the objective of getting a better understanding of them. Let's begin by looking at the index function. Right here are some information about the column and row number which will be used to locate a given value in the table. For the formula, you will need to write index, select the table, then the row number, which in this case would be 4, and then the column number, which in this case would be 3. This would give a customer name of Pete Cruz. When we look at the table column 3, row 4, we obtain a customer name of Pete Cruz. This is the same name that we obtained when we used the formula. You might have noticed that when I selected the table, I did not include the headers. Rather, I just included the data in which I want to retrieve a given value. Just in case, let's now do another example of the index function. Let's say that I choose the column number 5 and row number 2. You will need to write index for the formula, then select the table, then the row number, which in this case would be 2, and then the column number, which in this case would be 5. This would give the product of phone. When we look at the table column 5, row 2, we would obtain the product of phone. This is the same value as if we would have used the formula. So as you can see, either you could try to point the value in the table, or you could use a more efficient way of using the index function. So to summarize, the index function will provide you with the result that is based on the position in which you established. Let's now look at the match function. Let's do an example on the vertical first, then one on the horizontal. For the formula, you will need to write match, select the lookup value, which in this case would be the customer name, Brianna Hoffman, then select the vector array that contains the lookup value, and then select the option 0 as I want the exact match. This would give me a value of 2. So when we look at the table, Brianna Hoffman is located in row 2. Now, for the horizontal example, for the formula, you would still need to write match, select the lookup value, which in this case would be the order ID of 118,983, then select the vector array that contains the lookup value, and then select the option 0 as I want the exact match. This would give me a value of 1. So when we look at the table, the order ID is located in the first column. To summarize, the match function is used to locate the location of the lookup value in the given vector array that was selected. Now that we have a better idea of how the index and the match function work on its own, let's now combine the two functions together. In this example, I want to find the sales amount for a particular order ID, in which in this case, the order ID in which I am interested in is 118,983. For the formula, you would begin by writing index, select the table that excludes the headers. Then for the row number, we would begin by writing match. Then the lookup value, which in this case would be 118,983, then the vector array, which contains my lookup value, and finally 0, as I want to find the exact match. Now for the column number, we would begin by writing match, then the lookup value, which in this case would be sales, then the vector array in which contains my lookup value, and finally 0 as I want to find the exact match. This would give me a sales value of $68.81. There are some important factors to consider when you do use index match. First, you need to make sure that the lookup value is exactly the same as the one that can be found in your table. Second, the vector array containing your lookup value should begin in the column or row in which you selected the data for your index. Just in case, let's do another example just to make sure that we have a good understanding of how to use the index match. In this example, I want to find the state in which a particular order took place. So the order ID in which I am interested in would be 167,164. For the formula, we need to begin by writing index, select the table that excludes the headers that contain your lookup value, and for the row number, you would begin by writing match. Then you would write the lookup value, which in this case is 167,164. Then you would choose the vector array that contains the lookup value and finally choose the option 0 as I want to find the exact match. For the column number, we would begin by writing match, then select the lookup value, which in this case would be the state, then select the vector array that contains my lookup value and finally choose the option 0 as I want to find the exact match. The state in which we would obtain is Utah. Using the index match is a very powerful tool in Excel. It is an advanced type of VLOOKUP which allows you to easily find data within a table as long as you establish the criteria. To conclude, using these functions on a regular basis will help increase your efficiency when using Excel. I do hope that this video was helpful. I have made other videos that explain different Excel functions. I do encourage you to view them, especially if you want to learn more about Excel.